out with the same effort that we've had these last two games, one being on the road and one being at home. But it's just felt a lot more like us, and we saw that on the film today. So we just have to have that transfer over to each and every game now. But we feel a sense of continuity on both sides of the ball these last two games. So again, no hangover, whether it be positive or negative. We just have to wipe the slate clean every game. And like I said, just stay in the moment with all this and put together 48 really solid minutes.
I know you were talking about that next man up, mentality without Jarrett. In a way, how can the team just rally around Jarrett Allen being out for, a time that we're not entirely certain at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I imagine he'll, at the very least, just miss tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. We don't know yet. But again, our mindset has to be that, different guys are going to have to step up. I mean, you saw Jetty, he's been in a great groove lately and playing consistently. He stepped into the lineup in the second half and, really played well the entire game. Whether it be Dean Wade, whether it be Lamar, everybody's going to have to do a little bit extra in the case that he is out, in the time that he is out, myself included, but each and every guy. But again, hopefully we'll have Vert back. Hopefully we'll have Doe back soon enough. So more firepower and more bodies is only going to help us.
Thank you.
Chris Fedor, Cleveland.com. Hey, Kev. Hey, did you see and or talk to Jarrett after the injury?
Yeah, but he was on the phone with his mom, so I let him have his time with her. Yeah, he said, "Hold on, Mom, hold on." I said, "No, don't worry about me. Like, we'll have our time." So he was on the phone with his mom, and Jay's always in good spirits, man. So not much is gonna get him down. He's a pretty even keel guy, knows who he is. But yeah, he seemed in a good place, knowing that we're playing the long game here. But in the short term, we again need to rack up wins.
Did you see him being bothered by his finger at all? Because it seemed like he got kneed in the quad when we saw it.
Yeah, I naturally thought it was the quad as well. And it's his non-shooting hand, even though he uses both so many times deep there in the paint. But he didn't seem to be all too bothered by it. But again, like I said, not much bothers Jarrett. But no, I would say he didn't seem too bothered by it.
And then JB said in the second half, because Jarrett wasn't out there, Philly changed some things defensively, especially against Darius, sending a second guy at him, didn't have the vertical spacing or the lob threat of Jarrett. If teams are going to gear up that way to try and slow down Darius in this final push, what's the responsibility of all you guys to try and alleviate that pressure?
Yeah, no, I think it's on us to, take the fight, take the challenge to them. I thought, a guy that sticks out in my mind yesterday was Lowry, just really bodying, really playing downhill, taking the physicality to them on the offensive end. And I think that kind of pushed other guys. I mean, Evan was great in that too, playing downhill, getting to the rim, following his own misses, getting offensive putback dunks. So that's what we're going to have to do. We have to make it easier, whether it be screening in the backcourt, whether it be setting the pick if they go to hot him or send two guys at him. We're going to have to make plays on the backside. We're going to have to be floor spacers, but more than anything, just be aggressive. We have to really be aggressive and make sure that we're putting pressure on that rim if they're going to go and double team him.
Thank you.
Tom, go ahead.
Thanks, Shafe. Hey, Kev, I stuck it out with Station 11, and I'm glad I did.
It's a good one. Very good one.
Hey, I know it's not easy for you to compliment guys from USC necessarily, but how impressed have you been by Evan and just the composure and what he's shown, especially in a season that's been as long as anything he's ever played in? He just seems to be getting better.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a constant theme with Ev is that especially early on in your career, you tend to take steps that are, going like that. I'd like to play that stock market on Evan, put a ton of money into him. He's no, he keeps working. He has that humble and quiet confidence about him. And yesterday I thought was one of, his best games of the year, all things considered. The crowd, the energy, the implications, national TV, going against another rookie who's right up there for, in the conversations. I mean, I think you all know where I stand and this organization stands. And I think every number, accolade, or everything that adds up supports Evan being the rookie of the year. But I don't think he really cares about that. He just wants to get better, within the confines of the team as well, grow out of that. And I think with, depending on what happens with JA and just down this stretch, we're going to need him to have more nights like he had last night. And while that's, a lot of responsibility, I think that he's more than capable and more than ready for it. And, he's learning on the fly. It's the second time really going around the league to each team. And sometimes you might see a drop off in that. And sometimes you might see somebody, hit a wall, and there are rookie moments, but again, he's multifaceted, ultra talented, and a guy that wants to get better and naturally grow with this team being 20 years old.
Okay, and injuries are part of this, Kevin, but have you ever seen a season like this?
In terms of everything?
Yeah, just the multitude. It seems like once a week you guys are losing somebody big for an extended period. Yeah.
No, I mean, it's, again, from somebody who's had his fair share of injuries, it's sometimes you just, I said coming into this year, even myself, like the biggest thing that I could do is just be available and know that I could be productive, just being out there on the court. And, you see guys go in and out of the lineup, you see guys go down. Like the thing you want towards the end of the year, I keep telling these guys, is to just trend in the right direction and to have as many bodies as we can heading into this last stretch. So yeah, it's definitely been tough. We've had guys, I think everybody's wrecked by COVID, but you even take that out, I think we've had guys miss a lot of games, and I'm just thankful that we have so many damn pros on this team that have stepped up for us. But again, I think, just having that firepower, having the extra bodies certainly helps us, especially in the grind of the season when you're 65 games in. So yeah, to answer your question, I don't know, if I have, but thankfully we've been able to, withstand having, dropped, several games in a row. We're still able to get some wins, but again, after All-Star break, there's been some ups and downs, but we just got to continue to work and play like we did the last two games.
Thanks.
Couple more, Marla.
Marla right now, Akron Beacon Journal. Yeah, Kevin, I don't want you to ask, I'm not asking you to give away any state secrets, but this 6-man, your minutes is worked out so well. You have been available. I mean, if that's going to change without JA, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I imagine if JA does miss any time, that I'll likely see myself playing, a few more minutes a night. How many, I don't know, but whatever JB decides, how a team is playing in a certain lineup out there on the floor, whether I'm in or not, will kind of dictate how that goes. But I imagine, like I said, JA meaning so much to us, on both sides of the ball. We're going to have to find creative ways to get the best out of this team. But again, like you said, I'm available. Do whatever I can do to, fill that void. But I know we have other guys that'll step up in the meantime.
And Evan's aggression, do you think he can sort of ramp that up a notch? I mean, he did it last night, but I'm just saying, maybe this will sort of turn it on, help him turn it on a little bit more.
Yeah, and I think that's what I meant about his, having a lot of responsibility is that, if again, a big if, but if Jay is out, depending on how long, we're gonna need more out of him. We're gonna need more out of Lowry. We're gonna need more out of myself. Jetty, Darius, Ice. I mean, throughout our entire lineup, but definitely Evan. With that those two twin towers down there, we're gonna definitely need him to. Pick up his production. And last night, I thought, on the defensive and offensive glass, for that matter, he was a monster. We needed that from him last night against a team who, really plays in the paint. And I think had 8 offensive rebounds in the first quarter. So we're going to need, him to be himself. But again, maybe even take it a step further on this.
Thank you.
Ashley, last one.
Ashley Bastock, Cleveland.com. Kevin, you mentioned it, JB mentioned it last night, how when you guys have somebody go down with injury, it's like multiple people step up. It's not one guy taking on the entire load himself. I guess, how have you guys as a group been able to successfully develop that culture, that collective mindset this year?
Yeah, I think guys just have incredible intention. And on the other side of that, just, it can leave such a positive impact. And again, the culture that we've created, that is a big part of it, and not wanting to let the next man down. And, really just wanting to make that next pass, wanting to be, our best selves out there. So guys are in their preparation, no matter what it is. Even on a day like today, guys are getting extra shots, guys are getting their bodies right, guys are, getting their lifts in. I just think our preparation, our communication on top of that is very high level. And I think the trust in one another, that we have each other's backs, regardless of who laces up and who's able to go that night. We're never going to lay down for anybody. We're going to play hard the entire game.
And then Evan last night, he talked about not being fazed by it being a national TV game. And, we asked him if he has to play more at the 5, like, would he be okay with that? And he's like, yeah, I feel comfortable doing that. And I know JB has talked about his basketball IQ and how high it is for a rookie. I guess when it comes to him not being overwhelmed or fazed, how much have you seen that impact things, that high basketball IQ he has?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not an easy learning curve. Take it from me, somebody who had to, step in with like an Al Jefferson going down with ACL, and him kind of saying to me, I'm going to have to really up my level of play. I'm gonna get the minutes, and going to have to play a little bit of 4 and a little bit of 5. So I think his IQ and his ability to learn on the fly and adjust on the fly is very high level, and I think that in itself, is going to pay huge dividends, not only for him, but for this team. And it's definitely a major luxury to have, especially, for a guy that has a skill set and size that he has.
Thanks.